You can either take the red pill. You'll wake up. Everything was a dream. Or you can take the black pill. You can get torched.
Well, I suppose getting torched won't hurt that much. I don't feel anything.
Wait for it.
Oh, wait. I just got a new client. Get torched! Get torched! Get torched!
I'm Wayne Carey, and this is The Truth Hurts.
Well, we're pushing towards 50 episodes of The Truth Hurts, and perhaps one of our most important of the year, Duck. A good mate of yours with a really important message.
It is one of the more important ones. I've been saying this for a while. We've got to get, one of the founders of the Good Blokes Society, the GBS, Shawnee Wallace. Thanks for coming in, Shawnee.
Thanks for inviting me in.
We've been saying that we've got to get you on The Truth Hurts for a while because the GBS, who I've been involved with for a little while now, through your good self, and getting to know the people that work there. But it's about the connection and the good work that this group does. And you also held your first women's event not long ago.
We did.
Which was really solid as well. But the work that you do in and around mainly men's health, obviously suicide prevention, all of these things. And I mentioned it actually in the episode that we had earlier, that 9 suicides a week. Is that right?
That's
a day, sorry.
A day. Yeah, a week. It'd be good if it was a week. And that's I guess, part of, creating awareness on the upcoming Good Blokes Walk for Nines that we're doing.
I noticed you got the shirt on there.
Do have the shirt.
Bloke, have you got a medium for me?
With the raw edge.
Maybe a large for Anton.
I think that might be a bit tight.
That's actually.
We can, you know what we can do for you, Wayne? We can just write in text that we can write medium on the.
Okay, that's a nice shirt. So tell us a little bit about what the Good Blokes Society's got coming up.
Yeah, well, let's. I think that firstly, the Good Blokes Society is a support network, right, for men. And you did mention just then about the women's function. We are all inclusive, but we started off a number of years ago now, and our great friend Dipper, who I got the pleasure of meeting, 15 years ago when I was running the horse racing business. Got to meet Dipper. He loves a punt, Dipper, and I think importantly, the Good Blokes Society started as a punters club. We started as a punters club.
Gamble responsibly, obviously.
Gamble responsibly, but we've just come out of Cup Week, which is an exciting and busy period for a lot at the Good Blokes Society. And we started as a punters club, but we decided to catch up, I think, on a sort of bi-monthly Friday and go out for lunch, and we decided that it would be just the good blokes, that we were starting to build good relationships with and race horses, and we wanted to connect, and importantly, we wanted to support. We wanted to create a platform and a community where there was a lot of support, and whether that was, support through business, whether it was, support through men's health or wellness or financial health. There's so many different challenges, and I think that from day one we decided to create something that had a bit more purpose about it, Duck, a bit more purpose than just getting to the George on Collins on a Friday and having a few frothies. So that's where we started, and it wasn't until 2018, 19 when one of our members had an issue and announced that he had throat cancer. And it was at that time that I really saw a culture of 60 or 70 guys come together and really, that whole purpose of support really banded together. And, Mark Haynes was the member's name, and, he's a life member now. He's very healthy, and he's a big beacon of why we're now around Australia and in Singapore as well.
So much of the conversation around men's health is often that blokes don't want to talk about this stuff. They shy away. What was part of the Good Blokes Society, you think, that's really resonated with this, going from a punters club to such a huge organisation or group of mates that it is now? Do you think?
Yeah, well, what I hang my hat on a lot is that we're not the perfect bloke society. you know, and I think importantly we do share that messaging at a lot of our events, you know. But we've built up a great culture and a community because we're referral based, you know, and the Good Blokes Society, we're not a charity, but we're very, very bloody charitable. And, you know, we might talk about the walks that are coming up, and, you know, in the past few years we've done 24-hour walks, which have been, you know.
Feet have never been the same.
We'll talk about that because Wayne and Richo, Duck and Richo walked last year, and you know, I think we had, you know, probably 200 men and women start the walk, and there was probably 20 that were committed to do the 24 hours. And there was one particular individual that complained at the hour mark, 2-hour mark, the 8-hour mark, the 12-hour mark.
Is he in this room?
He definitely is in this room.
We had guys that are a lot older than me. We had guys that and one of the great members that actually needed a knee. Dave Kahan needed a knee replacement. He needed a knee replacement. Didn't hear a peep out of him, and I whinged the whole way. I didn't have the right socks on, and I wore new runners. I made a couple of rookie errors. That's about it.
You know the funniest thing about the last year's 24-hour walk? We raised $50,000, and it was the third year we've done the 24-hour walk. And but the funniest thing is we finished at the Leveson Hotel at midday. So it was a midday Friday to midday Saturday. We finished midday Saturday at the Leveson Hotel, which is, do you know where that is? What suburb?
Is it in South Melbourne, is it? No.
North Melbourne.
Oh, North Melbourne. Oh, the Leveson. No, I've been to Leveson. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Now, Wayne played a little bit of footy in his day.
Yes.
And he spent a lot of time in North Melbourne. Can you believe this, that Wayne actually got lost? He got lost finding Leveson Street, North Melbourne, and walked an extra 45 minutes.
I broke away from the group and thought, I know my way there.
It's pretty close to the footy club, isn't it?
I might get there a little bit earlier. I broke away and ended up going longer. I wasn't happy, and it was a hot day. But just to go back one step, I want to say this, and that's why I talk a lot about the GBS in other events and other speaking engagements that I go to, and that is I've been involved in premiership teams, been at a footy club for 15 years, and the amount of, you know, even when you become that close, you're training together all the time. So these are teams that you basically live with one another, yet you still struggle to talk about what's going on.
What's real.
You only have to listen
really
to
going on.
Daniel Laidley and Wayne Schloss.
Great example.
You know, there's heaps of examples of people that and they don't want to tell their teammates, yet you more or less live with one another. When I first started doing stuff with Shawnee, I remember going to a couple of events, and you just have these men that are sitting there going through something really tough in their life, and they just feel comfortable to all of a sudden start having a conversation about something that's going on in their life. And then, you know, someone over on the corner of the table say, hey, I just went through that. I can tell you that there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is a way out. Don't get overwhelmed. If you want to chat, here's my number. Ring me anytime. That's the power that I saw within this group straight away, and that's why I love it. And that's why, you know, things like the 9-hour walk, which is as Shawnee said, is going to be a little bit different this year. I mean, some of the stories on that 24-hour walk by the end of it, and you just found out and you just got to know these guys who some of them I'd never met before until the walk, because new members are coming in all the time, and they see the power of those conversations. And obviously a little bit different format this year, Shawnee, 4 walks. But
we decided to take it into state, so we decided to bring it back.
Yep.
You know,
so 9 hours and 9 hours for a reason, and that's because of the 9 suicides a day.
Yeah, daily.
So it's brought back to 9, and very happy about that. And I've said to Mr. Fitness over here, so that's the other thing that we talk about. By the way, he's killing it at cricket at the moment.
Is he?
He's made.
You should come and do the Melbourne walk with us.
He's trying to write me.
No, that's what
24th of November.
Yeah, he'll be doing it, and he. Well, let's be honest, his cricket career's not going. He's made 5 and 8 the last 2 weeks, so That's not going to affect your form. In actual fact, it might help your form. But tell us a little bit about the walks.
Yeah. Well, so just taking that step back. So the support network and the GBS, we've sort of created platforms for men to do business. We're very strong on living your passions, and you got to be social and you got to enjoy a good time, because look, let's be honest, we spend a lot of time working, we spend a lot of time at home with family and different pressures. And I think that if it's cricket, if it's golf, if it's getting to the pub on a Friday and having lunch with your mates and having a punt, well, just enjoy it and embrace it. Everything's about, doing it on a balanced platform. And we're a big promoter of living your best life and having a good time. And that third pillar of ours, business, social are two, and the third pillar is the wellness, because we're very, very supportive of making sure that everyone's in a good headspace, and as much as they can be.
Well, just on the business, sometimes there's guys that get involved in the GBS, and they might be in between jobs. All of a sudden, one of the boys across there says, "Oh, by the way, this is the industry I'm in," and they go, "Oh, I'm in finance," or whatever. And then all of a sudden, they got a job, and that's why maybe.
You're talking like I'm destitute at the moment.
No, you're not. You're not. No.
Yeah, I think the beauty has been is that we've grown organically, and we haven't put any pressure on, business to business relationships or building relationships. It's always, our messaging has always been that Good Blokes Society is about creating positive relationships for business, social and wellness. And we have had a lot of businesses do business. I had someone in the office not that long ago who's sponsoring the Good Blokes Walk for 9, and that's Jesse Sandor from AirCorp, and he sat down and was telling us that he, met one of the members at lunch and one of the events, and that member's now spent over $500,000 within his business, right? He's picked that up. And that's just one story of many. There's a lot of friendships being created, and I think that's the thing that I enjoy most, that I can see a lot of friendships being created more so than the business relationships, and members catching up, and whether it's playing golf or just speaking now. That's something I'm proud of. And, I think you get to a certain age and your relationships change. And you see that in men, and, a lot of men probably in that sort of 45 plus category that may have been through a divorce or may be single all their life, and they don't have a community to belong to. We've created that. We've created a community for men to come along and be part of something that provides support and a lot of authenticity, and that's what Wayne was speaking about before, that you can come into that room for the very first time and come by yourself, and you can walk out of there and you feel like you've got, 80 new mates. And that's something that, I'm proud to say that we've created that. And that's not just me and Dipper and Steve Heavey, my other two founders, and our 11 life members, and not our ambassadors, Wayne, Jimmy Cassidy, Wendell Saylor. Chris Ling rang me up the other day. I only met him once. And
Leach.
Yeah, Leachy. Chris Ling, I've only met him once, and he's connected a bit through the Instagram. And we said, well, he's a golfer, he's a punter, and I can tell straight away he's a good bloke, right? And we were on the phone the other day for 45 minutes, and he rang up to say that he wants to come to the Adelaide event on the 8th of December, and just catch up and be part of our community. Now, obviously, superstar sportsman, cricketer. He's got a young family, and I'm sure he's busy. He's got his playbook. I think he's got his playbook community, which is professional coaching for I guess kids and any anyone coming through the ranks, and that's because of what we have created, 400 members nationally and a few in Singapore. But we love running an event, and the walk that's coming up, we're doing 4 walks. The 17th of November in Sydney, 24th in Melbourne. We're Ducks' hometown of Wagga Wagga with the boys up there, Dino and Tommy and Tristan and Shorty. There might only be 8 or 10 of us that are going to walk around for 9 hours, but we'll have a good time. We'll have some laughs. We'll have some chats if there needs to be honest conversations. and we'll raise a bit of money too. And whether we raise 10 grand this year or 100 grand, that's going to be great because it supports 5 charity partners we're connected with. And one of those is actually, a great member of ours, Mark Eustace, Wally Eustace, who played a fair bit of footy, and he's had mental health battles for, near on 17 years now. And, we support, Mark as much as we can, and, Greg Hall's another that we support, and we just put our arms around them, give them a cuddle when they need one, and if we can help them in any way, we're there to do that.
As this group has evolved, the Good Blokes Society, what have you learned, Sean, about men's health and men's mental health that's, I guess, changed your view of things and how you deal with people day in, day out? What sort of do you think's most important to you and to these other blokes?
Yeah, well, the one thing from mental health, every single person has a bad day, right? And I think that mental health can sometimes, seem like a big problem and seem like a minority of people have, but it's not true, right? Everyone has some sort of mental health battle at some point, and it might be just a couple of bad days, right? But I think that because men have had issues with being, and we're not natural about talking about how we're feeling and our emotions, that's why those statistics of 9 suicides every day in Australia, 7 are men, right? 2 are women. And just in the last month, I've been there's been 2 suicides within the community of the GBS, or 1 within the GBS community. There's been a lot of members that were had a mate, and I've got a lot of GBS members in the finance industry, and so we had one just recently, and then when we had our inaugural ladies' lunch, my sister-in-law was due to come along, and she couldn't make it because she had a funeral which was suicide related. So, that's why we decided to walk for 9 hours this year, and I think that I know for a fact that the Good Blokes Walk for 9 will be something now that we'll embark on as a annual event, and ideally, I like to think 3-4 years down the track we're doing one in every state and city around Australia, and creating that awareness, for anyone that has any type of thoughts, just speak up. There's I'm confident to say that there's a solution to every problem, right? And I think that if you put your hand up and ask for some help, whether it's family or whether it's the GBS or, someone's there to try and provide some sort of, just listening sometimes is all it's needed.
And I think one of the hardest things for some that are going through a really tough time is sometimes just getting up and going for a walk. And that's the start. And, often I hear so many people say that, they find it hard to get out of bed, but if they can find the strength to get out of bed and just go for a walk, how much better they feel at the end of that walk, which is what this signifies.
Yeah. And look, that's one piece of the puzzle, the GBS puzzle. Like what's else coming up? I mentioned the Adelaide event, so we'll have Mark Rasciuto's in at the Elmer. We'll have 40 or 50 members and guests at that sort of Christmas event. We've got a boat cruise, super yacht on the 1st of December. Duck's definitely at that one.
He seems to be at all the good ones, that's for sure.
with Jeff Fennick. Jeff Fennick's going to be there with Josh Reynolds and Glenn Schofield, who's just come on board, and he's got a punting community in Sydney, BTFU, that are now part of the GBS community. We've actually got a slot. How's this? We've actually got a slot in the Phoenix on Saturday, the 16th of December. So the Good Blokes Society applied for a slot. We've got it. We're one of 8 slot holders. The race is worth $1.65 million. It's the world's richest greyhound race, and we've selected a dog and committed to it a dog 2 weeks ago, and the dog's name is Alpha Zulu. So he's our representative now, and as it works out, Jonathan Brown owns a good portion of this greyhound, and he ran favourite on Saturday night in a Group 1 race at the Meadows, and ran a great race, ran 3rd. So that's our Christmas party, Ayrton. Duck, isn't it? 16th of December at the Meadows, and we're racing for $1 million, which we get a share of with John O'Brien and the Thompson team.
That's fantastic. Awesome stuff. So, Duck, the 9 hours, for you as someone who is, we talked about having a mask and being a confident outward person. Do you look inwards when you're going through that, when you're talking with these guys as well?
Oh, you do. And the other thing that I really love about the group is that, just because you're an old has-been footballer, or, you've got Guy Leach involved and other athletes and well-known athletes, that everyone thinks they know your story, or everyone, they've read it in the newspaper and it's nowhere near truth. But you've told and you've spoken a lot, or they think they somehow know you. Well, what I love about this group is you actually ask other people their story. And the thing that I've discovered is everyone has got an amazing story. And, you just you sit in front of these guys and then all of a sudden someone will share about, their childhood and where they've come from, and you just get blown away and you go, wow, I thought I had it tough when I was a kid, or like there's just so many layers to these people, and you get blown away by it. So it is quite emotional, and people will tell you that anyone that's gone to speak to a professional about anything, or in this case, the group, the GBS, you feel better after you do it, after you get it off your chest and you've shared it. And that's the thing that this group brings out in one another, and we've still got a long way to go, because I still think there is a stigma that if you show vulnerability, that you're weak, and that stigma is still there. And I think we are getting better, but we've still got a long way to go.
Yeah. Well, I like to think that, there's a lot of great charities out there. There's a lot of great organisations out there that promote and create awareness for mental health and discussion, and we need more of them. And, we're just happy to be a little community that is in that space. And, my focus is anyone that comes and joins the Good Blokes Society, you become part of our community, and we put a lot of support and care into the relationship.
Well, what we'll do, Shawnee, thank you for joining the Truth Hurts. So what we'll do is we'll put up on the Truth Hurts, we'll put up details about the GBS, how to come to one of these events. George Samios, by the way, if you like a drop of
the drinks at it, we love Georgie.
Well, Georgie, I'm now a wine connoisseur.
He's very knowledgeable, isn't he? It's hard not to listen to him the way he's very.
Oh, he's got.
You wouldn't believe it. We're talking about the racing side, but Melbourne Cup Day, I missed the first 4, and the bloody horse I missed was Shiraz, and all I could think about was how many wine lunches I've had this year and how many Shirazes I've had. That was the omen, wasn't it?
He's brilliant. And so what we'll do is we'll put up all the details of what is coming up on the GBS.
That'd be great.
And, good luck, and look forward to seeing you at most of them.
You'll be at the good ones, Duck. Don't worry about that.
Beautiful.
Thanks, boys. goodblokesociety.com.au. That's the one.
Perfect stuff. Great stuff, Sean. Thanks, Duck. That's another episode of The Truth Hurts.
You can either take the red pill, you'll wake up, everything was a dream, or you can take the black pill, you can get torched.
Well, I suppose getting torched won't hurt that much. I don't feel anything.
Wait for it.
Oh, wait. I just got a new client.
Get torched! Get torched! Get torched!